What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to set a shower pan from Schluter Systems, including their curb, how to make up the difference when your pan isn't the right size or your drain hole doesn't line up. So let's get into it. But first, alright guys, now that we've got our backer up, this one at sheetrock, you can use your cement board. We need to get our pan sized with our foam pan from Schluter Systems. So here what I'm doing is I'm lining up the curb that I'm going to be using on this shower in place so I can mark the pan to the right dimensions. This is a Schluter curb. Comes pre-made with their Curdy fabric already applied to it. It'll make your life a lot easier. I'm just using a standard utility knife to cut this pan. It's just styrofoam. Basically their felt Curdy system on it. Just cut, score it, quick snap, and it's right to size. So now that our pan's sized, I'm laying out the curb, making sure it's square, set with our shower to the back wall. I'm going to mark it on the front side with just a pencil line on the subfloor. Now they do make this curb in a 60-inch version. I wasn't able to get one, they were on order, but you can get two smaller ones and just cut one down to make up the difference and wrap it in a Curdy band, which is just a 5-inch piece of the Curdy system, and it'll be just fine. Again, I'm just scoring this all the way around, and then I'm going to snap it. It'll break right in two, right where you want it to. Alright, now that we've got our pan to size, what we're going to do is we're going to set it to the subfloor with thin set. But before you do that, this wood is dry. It's going to suck the moisture out of that thin set fast and lose all of its bonding strength. So that's why we're going to wet the substrate and clean it, just to give it a little bit more cure time. And help that thin set bond the way it needs to. Now, I'm using a 3/8 notch trowel. Schluter makes trowels specific for their pans and ditra system, but any 3/8 notch trowel will work just fine. Use the smooth side of your trowel, really press that thin set down, get a nice good bond between the subfloor and the thin set before you put your notches. You want to have 100% coverage. So now that we've done that, we can come back at our notches. Now, you want to run your notches in one direction. We don't want to come in and have swirls. That's not an even coat. By having them run one direction, you ensure that you've got an even coat of thin set underneath this pan. Also, when you wiggle this pan to set it, this allows that air to work its way out along those grooves. If you have it set here, running the opposite direction, it'll trap that air, and you'll end up with an air void under your pan, which in turn is going to be a soft spot and a weak spot. Just press and give it a little wiggle. That's all it takes. Now we over covered, which is fine. Clean that up. Do the same thing on the other side.
Now if you look carefully, I had to cut the front drain side of this pan down a few inches to get the drain to line up. That is why you see the gap towards the back of the shower against the back wall. That's fine. Here shortly I'll show you exactly how we fix that problem.
You can see this is a pretty cake batter consistency. It doesn't slide off the trowel. It'll move, but it pretty well holds itself right on that trowel. You don't want this too thin, but if it's too thick, you're not going to be able to work it the way you need to get your coverage. Just give it a little wiggle and a press. This is our drain support. We'll add that back in. Clean up our excess. Just like that, you set your shower pan. Now, for mounting my curbs, I prefer to use Curdy Fix. This is Schluter's specific adhesive for this product. It's also, if you make a little mistake, this can seal it up. So what we're going to do, we're just going to run a nice heavy bead anywhere this is going to make contact with the subfloor. Okay, once that's done, it's just as simple as setting it in place, giving it a little press. Do this with our makeup piece, where they connect and where it touches the substrate. We'll tell you don't get this stuff on your clothing or anything you don't want it on, because once it's there, it's there. Now, our pan isn't big enough for this space. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a sand mix packed in here to carry our slope and build up the rest of our floor. All sand mix is what it sounds like. It's sand and Portland cement. I know a lot of guys make their own, but when it's readily available at a home store, tile suppliers, just about everywhere carries sand mix, I prefer to just buy it as I need it. You want to mix this fairly dry and pack it in. Best way to describe the mixture is you want to be able to make a clump with it, but when you bounce it, it should come apart. So I've got mine just a hair wet, but we'll be just fine. Hey, thanks for watching. If you don't already, click the subscribe button down below to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you don't already, follow me on Instagram @swagcarpenter.